welcome back to everybody that joined me for the first recorded Dru video, and a big welcome to everybody who's coming to this for the first time. So it's really lovely to be able to connect with you again, and like I said last week, at times like this, on certain times, this is where our Dru Yoga practice can really be of a huge benefit to us in so many ways. So today's class, what we're going to focus on is grounding and reconnecting ourselves with the earth that we stand on. So I don't know about you, but I naturally spend a lot of time in my head. At the best of times, I spend a lot of time in my head, overthinking, worrying, and at a time like this, I think it's just human nature and it's only natural that that's what's going on for most of us. You know, we're worrying about things, thinking about the what ifs and you know, what might come, and just all the unknowns really. And what that does is it takes our energy, the energy in our body, it takes it up into our head, and then it can just escape, you know, right up and away from us, and it stops us from feeling connected and grounded to this beautiful earth that we're all upon. And we spend so much time in our heads that we sometimes forget, you know, this incredible place that we live on and that we stand on, and that gives us support at all times. So our practice today is going to be about bringing our energy and taking it down through the body and back to the earth, to try and get us out of our heads a little bit, to create some headspace and to bring some calm and stillness into our bodies and into our minds. So that's the plan. As always, I've tried to find a quote to share with you, and this week's comes from Oprah Winfrey. I'm a real fan of Oprah. I think she's an amazing woman, and whether you are or you're not, I think what she says is really relevant. So what she shares is that challenges are gifts that face us to search for a new centre of gravity. Don't fight them, just find a new way to stand. So whenever we're doing our Dru practice, I think that's what we're always achieving, is a new way to stand. And you know, we can be standing up straight, just as I'm standing now, and think, well, I'm standing up straight, and then I'll take you through to Tadasana later when we move into the sequence, and you'll suddenly realise, well, actually I wasn't standing up very straight. You know, my shoulders were forwards and my pelvis was a bit off to, you know, to the side, my hips were a bit disjointed or whatever. So so find a new way to stand. So don't fight the challenges, but just find a new way to stand, and that's what we're going to do today. But we're going to start off with our activations to begin with, and then we're going to move into Prithvi Namaskara, which is the earth sequence, and then into the downward dog, Adhomukha Svanasana, which you'll all know. Some of you might not have practiced before, but don't worry, I'll take you through lots of modifications. And then we'll do a beautiful breathing exercise before we go into our relaxation at the end. So just for you to be aware, I should have said this right at the beginning, you may need a chair if you have any issues with your knees, or perhaps high or low blood pressure, because the downward dog involves the head being down. So we can use a chair to modify that. So if you have a chair close by, or perhaps a table, or even a wall, we can use a wall, that would be useful. Also, if you don't have a yoga strap, maybe you have a long scarf, or perhaps you have a belt from around your dressing gown, something that you can use later when we move into doing some stretches, and of course a blanket for the end for your relaxation. Okay, so all of that done, let's move into our activation. So we're going to start off first of all just by walking on the spot, so nothing too taxing. Okay, so we're just lifting our heels off the mat and just really working the joints in our feet. Okay. And what you'll have noticed straight away is that as soon as you start doing that, these abdominal muscles and the pelvic floor muscles just naturally contract. So you didn't even have to think about it, it just happens. Okay, so keep your tall nice and spine. Your tall nice and spine, your spine nice and tall. God, my head's definitely up there, isn't it? Okay, and then we're just going to start shaking. So this is a coordination thing now. So you're still walking on the spot and you're shaking out your hands. So you're bringing some energy into them, warming them up if they may be feeling a bit cold, and just getting those joints working. Okay, so then we're going to take that into the elbows, so you can still shake out the wrists at the same time, but you're moving up into the elbows. Okay, That's lovely. And then take that right way up, right up into the shoulders. Okay, so your legs are just beginning to warm up a little bit, your feet and your arms. Okay, so you can stop the feet now, and what we're going to do is just do circles with our shaking hands and arms all the way around. Okay, lovely, reaching up one more time this way, all the way up to the sky and down, and then the other way, so taking it up and bringing it down, all the way up, and one more time, up and down. Okay, so rolling the shoulders now, so just drawing the shoulders up, back and down. Lovely, just beginning to warm up the different parts of the body and loosen up some of those joints. Let's go the other way, so taking them forwards, all the way round. Lovely, keep your knees nice and soft. One more time. Fantastic. Okay, so taking your stance a little bit wider, and we're just going to do some lovely deep breaths to get our lungs activated. So you're going to cross your hands in front of you, lifting up and floating down. So again, breathing in, breathing out. Go at your own pace if this is too fast or too slow. In and out. And then this time come down a little bit, so squatting down to the floor and then reaching up again. So breathing out as you come down and in as you lift up. Breathing out, breathing in. Let's just do that one more time. Breathing out and breathing in. And let the arms come down. Okay, so we're going to do the same. We're going to lift the hands up, clasp them at the top, and we're going to draw circles now with our clasped hands. So you're going to take it down to your right. I'll mirror you, lifting all the way up, reaching down, breathing in to come up. So really feeling those hips moving. And let's go the other way now. So going down to your left and coming up, bend the knees if you need to. That's it, lovely. And let's just do that one more time. Okay. And then let the arms come down. So we can step forwards and back now. So I'm going to mirror you. So plant your left foot onto the floor and it's going to stay there. You're going to step forward with your right, arms come up, and then you're going to step back with your right, arms come up. So let's see if we can get that into a flowing movement. Okay, so your left foot staying still all the time, and you're breathing in as you lift, and out as the arms come down. So breathing in. That's it, lovely. Okay, so see if you can have the palms facing behind you, because then you get a really lovely stretch through the muscles of the back, and the core muscles are engaged as you reach up. And then this time see if you can plant the heel of the left foot down into the mat as you lift up, giving yourself a really nice stretch through the calf muscles. So breathing in, stretch through that calf muscle. Again, this time pushing that heel down. And then last time, and then we'll swap over. So placing your right leg firmly on the earth, stepping forwards with the left, okay? Stepping back with the left. So breathing in. That's it, lovely. Smile. I can't see if you're smiling or not, can I? But hopefully you are. Okay, breathing in and out and in and out. And this time, push that heel of the right foot down into the mat and see again if you can get that nice stretch through the calf muscle. So we're just warming up all areas of the body before we go into our actual sequences and postures. Okay, let's just do that one more time. Forwards and back. Okay, so now we're going to move into what we call the ski jumper. So I'll do it slowly to begin with. So you lift the arms up and then you hinge forwards, coming down, bend your knees, come up again. So a little bit faster this time, releasing or staying slow, whatever's comfortable for you. If you've got any back problems, just take it really easily. Always stay in your own range of comfort. Okay, breathing in and breathing out. In and out. Let's do one more. Breathing in, and breathing out. Okay, lovely. So moving into our spinal twist. So maybe just taking the legs a little bit further apart, shoulder distance, and just allow the arms to swing around the body like pendulums. So they're just tapping the sides, the back and the sides of your body. Okay, so you can just hear my hands just gently, you're not beating yourself up, it's just a gentle tap. Okay, and this is beginning to move that spine in a twisting motion. Okay, and then to get that movement to move into all parts of the spine, what we're going to do is lift the heel of the opposite foot the way we're turning off the mat. So if you can see that heel is coming off the ground, and what that's enabling is for that twist to reach into the whole of the spine. And then you're going to gradually bring the arms up little by little until you've got one hand tapping the shoulder and one hand tapping the small of the back. Okay, so you're actually getting a stretch across the chest, the pectoralis muscles on one side, and you're also getting that lovely twist through the side of the body. And then take both hands up to shoulder height, like so, and then take it a little bit higher and drawing that big happy smile on the ceiling with your hands, and then slowly bringing it down again, and one hand onto the shoulder and then down. That's it, lovely. Okay, and now we're going to move into what we call shoulder scoops. So imagine you're standing in a beautiful pool of water and you're just scooping that water into the palms of your hands. So this is taking your spine to the side now. So we did the forwards and the backwards with the ski jump, didn't we? And then we've twisted it, and now we're taking it to the side to side. Okay, so just beginning to release any tension that's been stuck in that spine, and it could be physical tension and it could be emotional tension. Okay, but it's good to release. So bringing the elbows up a little bit higher now, and just making those circles with the arms a little bit higher, and then bringing it down again into a little bit of a smaller circle, and then down to the sides. Alright, so we're going to do some leg stretching again, because that's what we're going to need for our posture later. So again, taking your right foot forwards, your left foot goes back, and see if you can make sure both feet are parallel facing this way. And if you're a bit off balance, you can always widen your stance, so take one foot a bit further away to give you a better centre of gravity. Okay, so with this foot pointing this way, see, you might need to nudge your heel out a bit. I know mine has a tendency to come in. What we're going to do is bend the front knee, but make sure it doesn't go beyond the ankle, so it's directly over the ankle. Okay, and then you're pushing right back down through your left heel. And what I want you to do is breathe in, breathe out in front of you, breathe in, and then as you breathe out, just hold the hands comfortably behind you, don't strain too much. So you're getting a really lovely opening across the chest. At the same time, if you're pushing down really hard back through that rear heel, you'll be feeling a really lovely stretch into the calf muscle. Okay, and remember, you can tuck the pelvis under as well, and you'll get a stretch here too, okay? So multi-stretches in one move. Okay, so really hold, breathe, don't forget to breathe, that's important. Okay, lifting through the sternum. Okay, that's enough I think. Release the hands and then just step that left leg forward a little bit, and then come down, straighten your right leg and point the toes towards the ceiling. And what we're going to get here is a nice hamstring stretch. So if you really come down as if you're trying to get your chest onto your thighs, point the toes up to the ceiling, and then feel into that really lovely stretch there. Okay, and then coming off that, stepping the left leg forward, and this time take your right leg back. Okay, it'll be different distances for all of you depending on how tall you are, okay, or how flexible you are. So again, check that your feet are parallel, so my heel's pointing in, so I'm going to push it out. And it does feel quite different when you do that. You can really feel a difference in your legs. Bend that knee so it's directly over the ankle. Tuck your pelvis under. Okay, breathe in as you lift. Breathe out. Breathe in. And clasp the hands behind you and open the chest. Okay, so shoulders back and down. That's it, lovely. Okay, so again, pushing down through that right heel. Really feeling the stretch, and if you can't feel it, maybe you might need to edge the other leg away just a little bit. It might just be because you've got a really lovely flexible muscle in your calf. Okay, so again, lifting through the sternum, pushing back through the heel, breathing. Okay, and then release the hands, step the right leg in just a little bit, come down, bend that right leg, and then point the toes of the left foot up to the ceiling and really reach as far as you can without straining, feeling that stretch going right the way up the back of that leg. Okay. Breathing, and then placing that foot back down and standing up again, and then just to finish, holding that imaginary ball of energy right in front of your heart, and we're going to draw the infinity symbol or the figure of 8 on its side. Okay, and just see if we can just take a little bit more of a stretch into the spine. So you're drawing that figure of 8 just across the body in front of you. It might help to widen your stance actually. And you can allow the elbow to lead the movement, and that means you're focusing on the upward movement. And I don't know if you can feel that as you lift that elbow and take it up, you're getting a really deep stretch as well through the side of the body. Okay, all right, so, and then what we can do now is we can take that wherever our spine feels it would benefit the most. Okay, so quite often for me, that is somewhere down here. So I get stiffness in my lower back, and doing the movement at this level seems to help. Okay, but you can take it wherever you want. So you can keep it high, which is opening up, or you can bring it down. You can take it out to the side. Okay, all right, just do a couple more of those. All right, and then bringing it back towards the heart center. Okay, lovely. Hands into Namaste. Okay, so I hope you're all nicely warmed up and feeling in the mood for some lovely, lovely yoga. Take a drink if you need one, that's what I'm going to do. It's quite warm in here today. Okay, so I'm just going to turn my mat around, and if you're on a mat you might want to do the same. You're just on your carpeted floor, then you're fine as you are. Okay, so there we go. Alright, so one of my favourite sequences is Prithvi Namaskara, the earth sequence. When I first discovered Dru, it was probably the first sequence that I was able to remember enough that when I went home I could practice this at home. So I'd be in a class and I think, oh, I'm going to practice this when I get home, you know, to all the other things. Then I'd get home and it had all gone. But for some reason, this was the one I could remember. And I think probably because the movement is fairly repetitive. And obviously you're going to have this video recording. So if you want to practice it again at home, you can just rewind and play this part, okay? So this sequence is just the best for reconnecting to the earth. It really does bring in that sense of grounding and of stillness. It really brings calm into the body, and on a physical level it exercises all your main joints, so that's one of the benefits as well, and it also helps to improve your balance. So and it takes, we talked about the energy in the beginning where if you're in your head, you know, all the energy is moving upwards. Well, in this, your energy is focused on moving down through the body. So that's definitely one of the main benefits, and it just really does help to let go of any worries and cares that you might have. Okay, so we're going to start in Tadasana, making sure that we've got a beautiful posture to begin with. So Tadasana is our mountain posture. Okay, so as you can guess, you're going to be standing tall and strong like a mountain. So if you want to get yourself into feet hip width apart, and a way to check that if you're not sure, if you can just place the heel of one foot into the arch of the other, and then rotate on the ball of that foot, and then place that foot down, and that's hip width distance. And the other way to do it is to put your fists together, bend your knees, place them between your feet, and that is also hip width distance. Okay, so if you want to close your eyes as I take you through this alignment, you can. You don't really need to be able to see me. If you want to, that's fine. And I'll tell you when you need to open them, so don't worry, I won't leave you stood there in the dark. Okay, so if your eyes are closed, take your awareness right down to the soles of your feet, and just to check that you've got a really firm connection with the earth, just lift up the toes and plant them back down onto the mat and feel that connection, so the soles of both feet firmly planted onto the earth. And then your awareness moves from the soles of your feet up into the ankles, which are nice and soft, not locked, up through the calf muscles and the shins, drawing it up into the knees. And the knees again are just soft, not locked. And then keep that awareness flowing up through the thighs, all the way up into the pelvic area and into the hips. So the pelvis, you want to be in a neutral position, and by neutral, what you don't want is for your tailbone to be sticking out too far behind you or tucked under too much. So it's somewhere in the middle of those two extremes of movement, so just somewhere in the middle. And then staying in that area of the body, the muscles beneath the navel, so your abdominal muscles and your pelvic floor muscles, you just want to pull up the pelvic floor and draw in the abdominal muscles just 10 or 15% so that you can feel a lovely contraction of the muscles here, and that will engage the muscles of the lower back, helping you to feel nice and supported and strong in that area. And you still need to be able to breathe, so don't hold them too tightly. Okay, so bring that awareness from the abdomen, and now taking it up into the sternum and keeping those core muscles engaged. Lift the sternum vertically, so you're creating space beneath the rib cage, and then on an in-breath, lift the shoulders up towards your ears, draw them back, and just allow them to come and settle back down in what is their natural position. Okay, and then visualize that golden thread that's attached to the crown of your head, and feel it pulling your crown gently up towards the sky. And as it pulls, feel the spine lengthening, feel it elongating, and just creating what feels like space between the vertebrae. And then check in that your chin is parallel to the earth. And now you're standing in Tadasana, strong like a mountain. And what I want you to do next, I want to encourage you to see if you can get your body to settle into this posture. So rather than to stand in it in a rigid way, see if you can use your breath, your out breath, your exhalation, to let go of any areas in your body that still might be feeling tight or tense. Okay, so it might be in your knees, perhaps they've locked again since you were concentrating on other areas of your body. Perhaps your hips are a bit stiff maybe, tight, maybe the shoulders are feeling a bit tight. Just see if you can use your exhalation, so breathing in, and as you breathe out, just see if you can let go just a little bit more. Beautiful. And then take your awareness right back down to the soles of your feet, and we're going to do something called the alignment breath. So I'm going to ask you to visualize that you've got roots which are extending out from the soles of your feet. And when you're ready to breathe in your breath through those roots, drawing it up through the legs, up into the chest. And as you breathe out, let the breath travel up and out through the crown of the head. Breathing back in through the crown of the head, down into the lungs and into the chest. And then breathing out and down through the legs and out through the soles of the feet. Again, breathing in the energy of the earth, travelling it all the way up the body into the chest, and as you breathe out, you're letting go and up, out through the crown of the head. Breathing in again the freedom and the space of the sky, all the way down into the body, and letting go as you breathe out, out through the soles of the feet. And then one more time, breathing in the strength and stability of the earth, up into the body, breathing out, releasing through the sky, and then breathing in, back through the sky, back through the crown of the head, down into the lungs, and then release as you breathe out. And allow your breathing just to return to whatever feels natural for you. So I hope that just through that simple alignment breath, you're beginning to experience a slowing down and a stillness in your body and in your mind. Okay, so when you're ready, gently opening your eyes. Alright, so we're going to interlink the fingers together just below the navel. And what I'm going to ask you to do is lift the hands towards the throat, release, pushing down, slightly bending the knees, lift them up in front of the body, and then release the hands and allow them to float down either side. So breathe in as you lift up, breathe out as you bend the knees softly, breathe in again to lift the arms up in front, and breathe out to release. And this is what we're going to do throughout the whole of this sequence. So you're going to breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. So as you breathe in, you're lifting the energy up, letting go and releasing as you breathe out. Lifting the energy up, breathing in, and the arms floating down as you breathe out. You can change the speed of this. If I'm going too slow or too fast, you change it so that it suits you. Breathing in and breathing out. So we're going to slightly change the movement, not of the arms and the breath, but of the rest of the body. So feet at shoulder width distance, and we're going to breathe in, and this time we're going to go down into a squat. So if a squat for you is as far as that, that's fine. Lift, breathe in, and release to breathe out. So stay at that level if that's comfortable for you. If you can go a little further, breathe out, squat down. You might even be able to touch the floor. Breathe in, push down through the legs, engage those muscles, and breathe out. So again, breathing in, squatting down, bending the knees, keeping the back straight. Breathing in as you lift up, releasing as you breathe out. So visualize you're drawing in the energy of the earth up through the body, releasing and letting go any of the cares and worries that don't serve you. Breathing in, picking up the energy of the earth again, and you're drawing it in a big giant circle all the way around your body. Breathing in, releasing and letting go as you squat down, picking up the energy of the earth and drawing it all the way around you. So we're going to do a forward hinge from the hips now. So we're going to do the same movement. Breathe in, and as we breathe out, hinge forward from the hips, coming down, bend your knees when you need to, and then breathing in as you lift the arms up and out. Breathing in, hinging forwards, bending the knees, breathing in again, and breathing out. Breathe in, hinge, breathe in, and breathe out. And again, picking up the energy from the earth, releasing what doesn't serve you, picking up the energy again, and feeling it circling all around the body. So I'm going to ask you to turn to your right now. I'll mirror you. So turn the right foot out 90 degrees and push the heel of the other foot back. And we're going to do the same movement. So I'll show you first. So you breathe in. As you breathe out, you bend the knee, but only over the ankle. Don't take it beyond the ankle. You breathe in and lift up. And as you breathe out, you straighten that bent leg and the arms come down. So if you want to join me this time, breathing in and out. Lifting energy up. Releasing, straighten the leg and breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. And releasing. Lifting up. Letting go. Breathing energy up through the right side of the body. Releasing that energy all the way around. One last time, breathing in. Breathing out to the bent knee. Lifting. Releasing. And then turning to face your left. We'll do it again. Okay, so hands beneath the navel. Remember your core's engaged all the time. So breathing in, breathing out to the bent knee. Lifting, breathing in. Breathing out and straightening the front leg. Breathing in. Breathing out. Lifting that energy all the way through the left side of the body. And then breathing out and spreading it all around. Lifting as you breathe in. Releasing as you breathe out. Lifting, breathing that energy up. Letting go. One last time, breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. And then coming to face the front, and we'll finish as we began. So feet back in hip width distance. And we'll see if we can do it without me speaking. So I'll try and breathe loudly so you can hear what I'm doing. Okay, but see on this last round if you can really feel how anchored you are to the earth and how supported you are by it. You might even want to close your eyes. Okay, so hands beneath the navel. And when we're ready, I just invite you to close your eyes if they weren't already, just for a moment. And just observe what's going on inside your body. Perhaps you can hear the beat of your heart. Have an awareness of your breath. Notice you maybe have some tingling in your hands. And perhaps you do feel your feet firmly rooted to the earth. And you can feel that support and that anchoring that's always there for us. Whenever we want to, we just come back to our breath and this movement, and it really helps you to come out of your head. Okay, and when you're ready, just gently opening your eyes, coming back to reality. Not quite, not yet. Okay, lovely. Okay, so we're going to move now into our posture. And this posture, Adhomukha Svanasana, is the downward dog, and you'll all have seen it whether you've practiced it or not. And it's such a fantastic posture. It's an inversion because your head is down, and any inversion is really great for vitality, increasing vitality and replenishing, all that energy. So the blood flow into the brain and into the eyes just refreshes everything. So it's a brilliant posture for that. You obviously get an amazing stretch through the backs of your legs, so your calf muscles and your hamstrings get a wonderful stretch. It strengthens them, and you also get that stretch through the arms, the muscles of the back. It's really wonderful, and it's great for letting go and connecting you with the earth, which is why I've chosen it for today. So I'm going to demonstrate it to you now, and then I'm going to show you some modifications for anybody that feels that it wouldn't be possible for them in this way. Okay, so let me show you what it looks like. So you might want to sit down if you weren't already. Okay, so there's our downward dog, and talk to you about all the benefits to it. So if anybody struggles with or has any blood pressure problems, also any issues with the eyes, glaucoma or detached retina, and you don't feel comfortable doing it that way, then I'm going to show you a modification for that as well. If being on your knees for that length of time, we get into the cat position, if that's uncomfortable, again I'm going to show you a modification for that. So but what I think we'll do first is we'll do some body preps. We'll stretch out the parts of the body that need to be worked so that when we go into it we don't end up hurting ourselves. So let me think. We're going to do some stretches down on the floor, which is great, means you don't need to move. So if you've got your strap or your belt or your long scarf, this is the time that you need to take a hold of it. And we're going to do some lovely hamstring stretches. We did do a little bit in our body preps. So I'm going to ask you to lie down on your mat or whatever it is you're on, and I'm going to ask you to take your strap and place it over your right foot. So you want it sort of in the middle of your foot, really. Okay, so not on the ball of your foot or right by the heel, just somewhere in the middle. And then you're going to take hold of the strap with both hands, and ideally see if you can have your elbows resting on the mat. So rather than hanging onto it up here and putting tension through the shoulder and the neck, see if you can actually hold the strap in such a way that your elbows are resting on the floor so that your neck and your shoulders are nice and relaxed. Okay, and then pushing the base of your spine down into the mat, then I'm going to ask you to push that foot up towards the ceiling. Ideally, you're trying to push the heel up to the ceiling and point your toes towards your face. So you've got a slight pressure through the strap from the hands, and you're pushing the heel up to the ceiling and pointing the toes towards the face. So don't worry if your leg is bent, that's not a problem, as long as you can feel this stretch in the back of your leg. If you try and stretch it too hard, you'll get this wobble, and that's not good for you, okay? So it's not a competition, it really is just about getting a really lovely stretch. So pushing that heel up, okay? Checking what the other knee's doing, is it falling out to the side? See if you can keep it aligned with your hip, and remember to breathe, okay? So breathing in, and every time you breathe out, use that as an opportunity just to see, can you nudge that stretch a little bit deeper? So that might be bringing the leg a little bit closer to your head, or it might just be pushing that heel up a little bit further, okay? You can smile as well, that's allowed. Okay, and then when you feel that you've stretched that one enough, bend that leg, taking it down to the floor, swap the strap onto the other foot, and take that one up into the air. So again, elbows resting on the mat. Obviously if your scarf isn't very long and you've got to do that, that's not a problem, okay? So again, checking that this knee hasn't fallen out, pushing the base of the spine down into the floor, and then reaching with that heel up towards the ceiling, pointing the toes towards the face, and then using your out breath to see, can you take that stretch a little bit further? Okay. So it's really important to keep our hamstrings stretched. They work so hard, and tight hamstrings can have all sorts of knock-on effects with your lower back, and so this is a great stretch to do. Lovely. And then bending that leg, placing it back down on the floor, and then just putting your strap to one side. And you can stay in this position, not for long, but just for a little bit. Okay, and then you might want to just wiggle your way down if you've got a wall behind you, because we're going to reach our hands behind us now. So we're going to stretch the latissimus dorsi muscles, which are the big muscles of our back, because they're going to be working quite hard in a minute. So you want to try and have your lower back as connected to the earth as you can, and a way of doing that is just to bring the knees up and then place one foot down and then the other foot down. You might notice that your lower back is actually more in contact with the floor. Okay, so what we're going to do now is lift the hands up, the palms to face us, and then what you're going to do is you're going to take those palms facing the floor behind you. Now they might not reach the floor, they might only go this far, but just take them as far as you can, and see, can you feel that really lovely stretch that you're going to get through the muscles of the back. Okay, the latissimus dorsi muscles, they're huge muscles, and they extend right up into this part of the arm here. That's where they attach. That's possibly where you might be able to feel it. It's where I can feel it. Okay, so take some lovely breaths and just feel those muscles stretching, preparing them ready for when we move into our downward dog. Okay, and then when you're ready, just drawing the hands back, and then we're just going to roll gracefully onto our sides. And coming up slowly, remember to bring your head up last, and then we're going to come up onto our feet. Okay, remember to uncurve from the base of the spine, your head's the last thing to come up, and we're just going to stretch out that calf muscle one more time. I know we did it in our warm-up. So you're going to take your right foot in front, your left foot behind. Again, remember that you want them facing the front. I always have to check because my back one never is, as you can tell. Okay, and then bending that knee over the ankle, really making sure that it doesn't extend beyond, tucking the pelvis under and pushing down really deeply through that left heel. Okay, so keeping your spine nice and tall. Okay, so it's amazing, we can just do one body prep, but actually you're working all sorts of other parts of your body. Okay, so you're keeping your core engaged, you're pushing down, you're tilting that pelvis, so you're getting a nice stretch through this. This is your iliopsoas muscle, another one that can get really tight Okay, lovely. Can you all feel that stretch? Okay, good. All right, and then bring that leg forward and take your right leg back. And some of you might feel you've got one, I definitely have got one side that needs stretching more than the other. So checking in that your knee's over your ankle, that heel is pushed out a little bit. Okay, tilting the pelvis under, lifting through the spine and the sternum, shoulders back and down. That's it, lovely, and push deeply down through that right heel. See, this isn't my side, that's not so good. Okay, all right. But you'll really feel the benefit of this when we move into the posture. Okay, all right, lovely. So release and let go of that. So I'm going to show you the modifications now. So I'm just going to get a chair. Oh, okay. So we're going to place the chair here. And a way of getting the benefits, the same benefits really as doing the full posture, is this. So place the hands on the chair and then walk the feet back. It's a creaky chair, sorry. Walk the feet back until you've got this really lovely right angle in the legs and the hips and the lower back. Okay, so don't go too far because then you're going to put yourself in a bit of a compromised position. So feet hip width distance apart, legs nice and straight and tall. Okay, and then you check it. Now what you want to do is have your head between your arms, but you can still hear me, and then just feel into that stretch. Okay, so you're getting that really lovely stretch through those latissimus dorsi muscles into the upper arms. You should be feeling a stretch in the backs of the legs as well. Okay, so this is one way of doing the downward dog if you need a modification. So to come out of this, just bend the knees, walk the feet in, and then just uncurl from the base of the spine. If you haven't got a chair, you could put your hands on the wall. That's one way of doing it. And then to go a little bit lower to the floor, turn your chair around, and you can take hold of the side of the chair and do exactly the same thing. So just walk those feet back until, creak, 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 it is the chair, not me. And the same thing again, you're keeping this nice 90 degrees here, your back's nice and flat. And then again, push down and see how far can you take that stretch comfortably, and you get this beautiful opening through this part of the body as well. Okay, so again, to come out of it, bend the knees, walk the feet back in, and uncurl from the base of the spine. Okay, so that's a couple of modifications if anybody needs them. Alright, so I think that's everything I need to tell you before we can actually go into it. So I'm going to do it side on so you can see me. So we start off in a kneeling position, like so, and I'm going to talk you through it, okay? So let's start in a nice still way. So bring your hands to your heart in prayer position. Maybe close your eyes. And then release the hands and take a beautiful breath up with the arms up and out to the side, all the way up over the head. And then draw the hands in prayer position down to the heart again. Remembering that this posture is just beautiful for connecting you to the earth and for letting go and releasing what doesn't serve you. So releasing the hands, make sure your eyes are open if they're not already, and then just coming forward into our Marjariasana, our cat posture. So the alignment for this is the hands are directly underneath the shoulders and the knees are directly underneath the hips, and the knees are hip width distance, so check that they're not too close together. Alright, so to start, make sure your back is nice and straight and level, and see if you can glide your shoulders back and down. There's a temptation to have the shoulders sort of up towards your ears. See if you can glide them back and down. And you're going to breathe in, and as you breathe out, engage that abdominal and pelvic floor muscle. Okay,
Don't hold on to it, but just practice breathing in, and as you breathe out, just engaging those muscles and feel the protection that comes on around the whole of the lower back when you do that. Okay. Alright, so I want you to tuck your toes under. You're going to take a breath in, and as you breathe out, engage those muscles, push up, push, rock back, keep your knees bent. So at this point, keep your knees bent. You might want to widen your stance, that might help. Okay, and your aim is that you're pushing your coccyx up to the ceiling as much as you can with your head between your arms. If you can now, attempt to straighten your legs, have a go at that. And if that's enough, stay there. If bent legs is enough, stay there. Those of you that want to attempt to put your heels down, give it a go. It's not essential, so don't force yourself and don't hurt yourself to do that. Okay, so in this position, you want the weight to be going down through the palms of the hands and pushing down through the backs of the legs. So we'll come out of it just for now. So lift the heels, bend the knees, and then place them back down onto the mat. And then just come back into a nice child pose just to give yourself a little rest, okay? You might want to have the hands resting just at the side of the arms. Take a couple of breaths in and out. And then when you're ready, just uncurl from the base of the spine and come to sit up. Okay, so I hope you got on okay with that. We'll do it a couple of times again. And again, I'll talk you through the alignment and the breath. Okay, it's a really strong posture. It's a fantastic one to, if you can sort of work on it and develop it, see if you can hold it a bit longer each time. You'll really feel those benefits. Okay, so breathe in, breathe out and release the hands. Come back into our cat posture. Okay, knees hip width distance. Check your alignment, that your hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Spread your fingers wide, and that'll give you a really good base to feel supported. And remember that we're pushing into the heels, the palms of the hands, to push up into this movement. Okay, so your back's nice and straight. Tuck your toes under. Breathe in, and on the next out breath, engage those muscles. Rock back. Keep your knees bent. Push the coccyx up to the ceiling. When you're ready, if you want to, attempt to straighten the legs, and if you can, pushing the heels towards the mat. You could put something under the heels to offer support if that's more comfortable. So as you stay in this position, check your head is between your arms. And what I'd like you to do now is, as you're breathing, I want you to visualise the breath travelling up from the soles of the feet up to the coccyx, and then as you breathe out, feel the breath flowing down the spine and out through the crown of the head. So you've got this lovely circular breath, so you're breathing in from the earth up through the legs to the coccyx, and you're breathing out, and that breath flows down the spine and out through the crown of the head. One more time, breathing in and breathing out. Lifting the heels, bending the knees to slowly come out, and then just coming back again into Pindasana, into the child pose. Taking the arms to rest against the side of the legs and just resting there for a couple of breaths. And then uncurling from the base of the spine. Okay, so I don't want to stop just yet because I think you're just probably getting into it. So I'm going to show you something called a flowing dog now. If you've had enough and you just want to have a rest and watch, that's fine. I'll show it to you first, and then if you want to join in, you can. Okay, so Okay, so if we would like to give that a go, that's just a lovely way to bring some flow into the movement. So if you want to just go into ordinary dog and hold and come out of it, that's fine. If you want to give that flow a try, then we'll do it together. Okay, so let's start again. So breathing in, breathing out. Coming into that lovely cat posture. Okay. Alright, so fingers wide, palms pushing firmly down into the earth, shoulders back and down. Tucking the toes under, taking a breath in, breathing out, engaging, rocking back, lifting the coccyx up to the ceiling, and then straightening the legs and bringing the heels towards the floor. Okay, so to move into this flowing dog, you're going to lift the heels up, bend the knees, and you're going to rock the body forwards and then take the coccyx up to the sky and bring the heels back down again. So bending the knees, rocking the body forwards, lifting the coccyx up as the legs straighten, bringing the heels back down. One more time, bending the knees, rocking the body forwards, lifting the coccyx and bringing the heels down. And then to come out, bend the knees and come back into Pindasana, into the child pose. So I'm going to come out of that now, but you stay there because I want you to stay there just for a little while longer. Okay, so really enjoy this time that you get to rest into Pindasana, the child pose. It's like a beautiful fetal position. It's the position we were in before we were born. So it actually brings a lot of security and a lot of comfort. And as you're in this posture, see if you can feel, by having the arms resting at the sides of the legs, you get this lovely opening between the shoulder blades as the shoulders drop down towards the floor. So you've just worked them really hard. Really feel that opening across the upper back. Okay. And then just now focus on your breath. So notice that every time you breathe in, you get that lovely expansion through the body, and as you breathe out, a real sense of release and letting go. So because your rib cage is compressed against your thighs, every time you breathe in, it's kind of making the lungs work a bit harder, and then as you breathe out, really feel that sense of letting go. So again, breathing in, feeling the expansion, and then letting go as you breathe out. And the next time you breathe in, let the breath travel up from the base of the spine all the way along the spine towards the top of the head, and then as you breathe out, feel the rest of your body letting go. So breathing in from the base of the spine all the way along the back of the spine up to the crown of the head, and as you breathe out, just feel the body sinking down into the earth and into the floor. Just do that a couple more times. And then when you're ready, just drawing yourself back up into an upright position. And well done on your downward dogs. I couldn't see them, but I'm sure they were all absolutely amazing. Okay, so if you're comfortable to stay kneeling, we're going to do this beautiful breathing exercise now. If that's not comfortable for you, get your chair, sit on the edge of the bed, wherever you are in the house, find yourself somewhere comfortable while we just go through this lovely breathing exercise. Okay, so it's called pigeon breath. Sounds a bit funny, doesn't it? And I think sort of maybe it's something to do with the arms being like wings, I'm not quite sure. Okay, but this is a really great pranayama exercise. So you're tapping into your vital energy source as you do this, your breath. And it's wonderful for getting you to use the whole of your lungs. So I heard something the other day that when we breathe, we're actually only using sort of 50% of our lung capacity. So this lower section of our lungs isn't really being utilised as it could be, as it should be really. So this exercise really helps to develop that type of breathing, the whole lung breathing. It's particularly good for asthmatics. It's a really good practice to do. It can actually be a sort of a preventative tool for people who suffer with asthma. So it's kind of why I wanted to show you today, because I think breathing at the moment is a really, really important tool. I know we all breathe all the time, but as we were saying before, when we're in our heads, I think possibly our breathing is a little bit shallower and a little bit faster. So this is a way to bring your breathing back down and to calm the body and the mind. So I'm going to demonstrate it to you first. Just watch. Looks a bit funny, but you know, no one's watching you. You're all watching me, but nobody can see you unless you've got kids in the room or a dog distracting you. And then I'll talk you through it. Okay, so this is what it looks like, and I'm going to breathe loudly so you can hear me. Okay. Okay, so I know that we've all got different breathing rates, different speeds of breath. So I'm going to talk you through it. If this is too slow or too fast for you, you adapt it to suit you, because what I don't want is anybody getting lightheaded or struggling to get their breath. Okay, so it's really important to do this at a comfortable pace. So try it with me and I'll explain to you the benefits as we're doing it. Okay, so clasp your hands together, place them under your chin. Okay, just nice and relaxed. That's it, lovely. And as you breathe in, lift the elbows up and out to the side. Now you're going to breathe out through pursed lips. You're going to blow and lower the elbows at the same time. So stay there, take a breath in. And then as you breathe out, just relax the chin and the arms back down again. Okay, so what you might notice, I'll explain it again, what's actually happening. So as you breathe in, what you're doing is you're fully expanding and opening the lungs. You can imagine, can't you? You're getting this beautiful expansion of the lungs through here. Okay, and then as you breathe out, you're blowing that breath out, so you're getting rid of every last little bit of breath as you blow through your pursed lips. So slightly lifting the chin. Now when you get to this position, because you've got the pressure of your arms against your chest, to breathe in, you're actually having to work the lungs a little bit harder to make them expand. So if you just have a go at that, just put your arms against your chest and breathe in. You can actually feel the ribs expanding against your arms, so they are having to work just a little bit harder. So what you're getting is this lovely stretch in this exercise of the intercostal muscles between the ribs. Really lovely expansion of the lungs, deeper breaths and more releasing of the breath on the exhalation. Okay, so I'll talk you through it and we'll just do it just for a little while, and this is one you can practice. Okay, so if you're ever having a moment where you're feeling a bit of anxiety or a bit stressed about anything, just sit yourself down and just do a few rounds of this and you'll be amazed at the difference that it makes, I promise you. Okay, it's why it's one of the first pranayama breathing exercises we learned as teachers when we were training to be teachers. Okay, it's really, really useful. So hands clasped beneath your chin. Okay, when you're ready. Okay, and you're going to breathe in, lifting the arms up to the side. Breathe out through pursed lips. Breathe in and feel the lungs expanding against the arms. And then breathe out and just let the chin soften and the arms relax. So breathing in again, lifting those elbows all the way up to the side, stretching the lungs, breathing out through pursed lips as the elbows come down. Breathe in that position, pushing the lungs open as much as you can, and then breathe out and just the chin softens and the shoulders relax. Again, breathing in as you lift up the elbows. Breathe out through pursed lips as the elbows come down to meet in front of the chest. Breathe in that position. Feel the lungs pushing against the ribs, against the arms, and then breathe out through your nose and just relax again. Let's do it a couple more times. So breathing in, lifting the elbows through pursed lips, breathing out, the elbows coming down. In that position, stay there, breathe out, feel the lungs expand, and then allow the chin to soften. I think I said it the wrong way around, didn't I? Breathe in, lift the arms again, all the way up. Breathe out through pursed lips. Bring the elbows to meet if they can. Breathe in again, expanding the lungs. Breathe out and soften. So I'm not going to talk you through this time, I'm going to do it with you. Okay, so when you're ready, and I'll emphasise my breath again so you can hear. Alright, so we'll do a couple of rounds in silence. Okay. Okay, so you might not have felt the same benefit that I've just been explaining to you because you've been learning it, you know, and your brain's actually having to work, isn't it, to think about what you're doing. But if you want to go away and practice it yourself, then that consciousness won't have to be there so much, and you'll find that lovely relaxation and the slowing down of the breath and the calming of the mind will come. Okay, lovely. Right, so we're going to go into our relaxation now. So this is the time while I get myself ready for you to get yourselves your nice blanket, because you really want to stay warm for this. You might think, oh, I'm really warm, but when you lie still you don't feel that so much. So have your blanket. You might want a cushion to go underneath your knees, so that the lower back is as close to the earth as you can. If you've got one of those lovely lavender eye pillows or an eye mask, if the room's a bit bright, you could have one of those, or just, I don't know, something else over your eyes just to help you relax a little bit more, but just make sure you're really, really warm. Okay, so you get yourselves ready, I'll get myself ready. Okay, and I am just going to put on a little bit of background music for this, so just to help you feel a little bit more in the zone. Okay. You're all waiting for me, aren't you? Sorry. Alright. Okay, so just feel that beautiful connection of your body with the earth beneath it. Remember, everything we've talked about today is about reconnecting with the earth, grounding, and just feeling how supported we are at all times. So just feel all the points of contact of your body with the mat beneath you, so the backs of your heels, backs of your legs, your buttocks, your back, the upper back, the shoulders, backs of your arms, and the back of your head. Okay. And just know that this next 15 minutes or so is time that's just for you, nobody else. You have nothing you have to do, nowhere you have to be. Just time to relax and nurture your body and your mind. So taking in a couple of beautiful deep breaths.
inviting you to take your awareness all the way down through the body and down to the soles of your feet. And the next time you breathe in, I want you to push the heels away and draw the toes towards the face, feeling a beautiful stretch of the muscles. And then as you breathe out, allow the muscles of the feet to soften and to relax. And again, as you breathe in, pushing the heels away, drawing the toes towards the face. And as you breathe out, allowing those muscles to release and to let go. Taking that awareness from the feet now, drawing it up through the ankles, the calf muscles, the shins, all the way up into the knees. And the next time you're ready to breathe in, pushing the backs of the knees down into the earth, feeling all the muscles in the legs contracting. And when you're ready, breathing out, softening the knees and allowing those muscles to surrender and relax. Breathing in again, drawing the backs of the knees down towards the earth. And then as you breathe out, feel the legs relaxing and releasing. Your awareness now is moving into the pelvic area, to the hips and to the buttocks, the gluteal muscles. And next time you breathe in, squeeze those gluteal muscles as tightly as you can and hold the tension. And then when you're ready to breathe out, allow those muscles just to melt back down into the earth. Breathing in again, squeezing those gluteal muscles, feeling the muscles tightening, and then as you breathe out, allowing them to release and to relax. Your awareness now is resting in the abdomen, and this time I want you to take a big breath in and draw the breath down into the abdomen, feel it ballooning and growing and expanding, and then as you breathe out, allowing the muscles of the abdomen to soften and relax. Breathing in again, filling the abdomen, feeling it expand and grow. Breathing out and allowing all the muscles of the abdomen to completely relax. Moving your awareness from the abdomen up through the sternum and into the chest and into the lungs. And as you breathe in, feel the lungs filling with beautiful air, every little part of the lungs. And as you breathe out, the chest softens and all the muscles of the upper chest relax. Breathing in again, filling those lungs to their capacity, the chest rising, and then as you breathe out, feel that beautiful softening as the chest relaxes and surrenders. Taking your awareness down to the base of your spine now, and as you breathe in, pushing the base of the spine down into the mat, feeling the muscles of the lower back tense and tighten, and as you breathe out, releasing and letting go. Again, breathing in, pushing the lower back down into the mat, feeling that connection of all the muscles against the earth. And then as you breathe out, allow those muscles to surrender and to let go. Moving your awareness to the space between your shoulder blades now. And this time as you breathe in, see if you can draw the shoulder blades towards each other, tightening the muscles, opening the chest. And as you breathe out, allow the shoulders to separate and all those muscles to melt down into the mat beneath you. Breathing in again, squeezing the shoulder blades together. And then as you breathe out, feel those muscles and all the tension in the shoulders just easing and relaxing. Your awareness now moves from the shoulders into the upper arms, the elbows, the forearms, the wrists, the palms and the fingers. And this time as you breathe in, I want you to extend the fingertips of both hands, stretching the fingers as much as you possibly can. And as you breathe out, relax the hands and let go. Breathing in again, stretching the fingertips, feeling the tension throughout both hands. And then as you breathe out, let go and feel the muscles of the hands softening. Now taking a gentle clenched fist, as you breathe in, lift both arms a centimetre or so off the floor, rotate the arms, twist them towards the body, and as you breathe out, twist them away and allow both arms to come and rest on the mat beneath you. Breathing in again as you clench the fist, rotating the arms towards the body, breathing out as you rotate the arms away and allow the backs of the arms just to lie on the mat, palms facing the sky, both arms deeply relaxed. Moving your awareness back up the arms to the shoulders and now into the back of the neck. And this time as you breathe in, just gently rock the chin towards the chest, keeping the back of the head in contact with the earth. And as you breathe out, allow the chin to softly rise. Breathing in again, tucking the chin in towards the chest, feeling the back of the neck, getting a beautiful stretch. Breathing out, the chin gently rising. And then take that awareness now into the muscles of your face. So the muscles of your forehead, around your eyes and your nose, the cheeks, muscles around your mouth. And as you breathe in, squeeze every muscle as tight as you can. Nobody can see you, I can't see you. Pull the strangest face you possibly can. And then as you breathe out, feel those muscles relax and let go. And this time as you breathe in, do the biggest yawn you possibly can, opening the mouth as wide as you can, stretching all the muscles of the jaws, the face, and then as you breathe out, feel that lovely relaxation coming into the whole of the face. And now I invite you to take that awareness from the face down through the body, all the way back down to the soles of your feet. And I want you to visualize resting beneath the sole of your right foot is a beautiful golden amber light. And as you breathe in, you take its healing light into the sole of the foot, the heel washing over the top of the foot. And as you breathe out, feel the right foot deeply relaxing. Sense that amber glow and light now resting in the ankle, and as you breathe in, take that beautiful healing light up through the calf muscle, the shin, all the way up into the knee. And as you breathe out, feel the muscles of the lower right leg softening and deeply relaxing. Feel that light now as it rests in the knee. And the next time you breathe in its beautiful healing energy, taking it up through the thighs, all the muscles of the thigh, right up into the hip and the buttock, and then breathing out, feeling a wave of relaxation travelling down the whole of the right leg. That light now is resting just beneath the sole of your left foot. And again, as you breathe in, feel its warmth washing over the sole of the foot, the heel, the top of the foot. And as you breathe out, feel the left foot relaxing so deeply. That warm amber glow now resting within the ankle. And as you breathe it in, draw that energy, that warmth up through the calf muscles, the shin, into the knee. And as you breathe out, feel those muscles, every part of the lower left leg softening and releasing and letting go. The light now resting in the left knee. And as you breathe in, you draw its beautiful healing light and energy up through the muscle of the thigh, drawing it up into the left gluteal, the buttock, the hip. And as you breathe out, feel that beautiful wave of relaxation extending down the whole of the left leg. Feel that warmth of that light now as it rests within the hips and the pelvic area. And as you breathe in, you're drawing its beautiful healing light into the abdomen, washing over all the organs of the abdomen. And as you breathe out, feel the abdomen and all of those organs releasing and relaxing. The light now residing in the abdomen, and as you breathe in, breathe this light and energy up through the sternum, filling the lungs and the whole of the upper chest of the body, and breathing out, relaxing, feeling a beautiful wave of peace settling and resting over the chest. Taking that light now and feel it resting in the small of your back, base of your spine. And as you breathe in, feel its beautiful amber glow travelling up the spine, touching every vertebrae until it gets to the very top of the spine. And as you breathe out, feel that relaxing energy washing over the whole of your back. And that light now is just resting in the palm of your right hand. And as you breathe in, breathe its warmth into the wrist, the forearm, the elbow, the upper arm, right up into the shoulder. And as you breathe out, that wave of relaxation washes over the right arm, relaxing all of the muscles deeply. The light now sitting in the palm of your left hand. And as you breathe in, you take its beautiful healing light and energy into the wrist, the forearm, the elbow, the upper arm and the shoulder. And as you breathe out, that wave of relaxation travels all the way down the arm, right back into the fingertips. And both arms now resting heavily on the earth, deeply relaxed. And feel that light now resting in the shoulders. And this time, as you breathe in, draw that light all the way from the shoulders into the muscles at the back of the neck, feeling that light expanding into the back of the head. And as you breathe out, feel a beautiful wave of relaxation travelling down the back of the head, into the neck and into the shoulders. And that light now is residing in the back of your head. And this time, as you breathe in, draw that light over the crown and feel it washing over the muscles of the face, the eyes and the nose and the mouth. And as you breathe out, feel the whole of the face now, relaxing, softening, totally relaxed. And now, as you lie here in this beautiful space of stillness, just allowing your mind and your body to rest, to be quiet, to sense that beautiful relaxation permeating through every part of your body, every cell. And inviting you to take your awareness into your heart center. And as you lie in this beautiful, tranquil state, I invite you to affirm quietly to yourself, I am here, I am now, I am supported by the quiet strength of the earth beneath me. I am here, I am now, I am supported by the quiet strength of the earth beneath me. just rest in this stillness for a little while longer. And now what I'd like you to do is visualise resting above the crown of your head, the most radiant, beautiful, shining ball of light, like the brightest sun shining at midday on a midsummer's day. And as you breathe in, feel its radiant energy being drawn down into the crown, washing over all the muscles of the face, moving into the back of the head, that light radiating right down into all the muscles of the neck and across into the shoulders, feeling a real sense of revitalization, re-energizing every cell, every muscle. And then breathing that light in again, taking it down and feeling its beautiful energy. As it moves down into the chest, feel its energy and its light touching every cell, every muscle, throughout the whole of the lungs and the chest, enlivening and reawakening. Breathing in again, take that light and radiant energy down this time and drawing it down into the abdomen, feeling all of the organs of the abdomen nurtured and nourished by this light, the stomach and the spleen, the kidneys, the liver. Again, breathing in, and take that light down through the crown, and this time feel it moving into the shoulders and extending down the arms, the light radiating down the upper arms into the elbows, the forearms, touching the wrists, extending into the palms and right down into the tips of all your fingers. Feel that light as it radiates and reawakens every muscle, every tendon, every part of both arms. And when you're ready again to breathe that light in this time, feel it as it cascades like a golden waterfall down the spine. So feel that light washing over every vertebrae until it reaches the very, very base of the spine. And then have the sensation of that light rippling out across the whole of your back. And imagine you're lying in this beautiful pool of golden, radiant, revitalizing energy. And again, breathing that light and that radiant energy, taking it down through the upper body, and this time allowing that light to flow down into the hips and the pelvis, down into the thighs, into the knees, feeling the upper legs now tingling with energy, reawakening. And again, draw that light in as you breathe deeply and take it down from the knees, feel it washing down over the calf muscles and the shins, down into the ankles. The legs like two pillars of light, revitalized and re-energized. And then again, one last time, breathe that beautiful radiant light, drawing it all the way down into the body, the legs, into the ankles, and feel it washing over the tops of the feet, around the heels and the soles of the feet, nourishing and nurturing all the muscles of the feet. And as you lie there now, know that your body is relaxed, refreshed, and re-energized. And beginning to bring yourself back into the space that you're in by just gently wiggling your toes and your fingers, just bringing some small movement back into the body. And when you're ready, you might want to take the arms, lifting them up over the head and behind you, as if you've just woken up in the morning and you're giving yourself a full body stretch. So you're stretching from the tips of your fingers right the way down to the tips of your toes. Stretching out as much as you can, feeling those muscles working. And then just gently in your own time, drawing the knees into the chest, wrapping the arms around them, giving them a lovely squeeze, hugging them, and just gently rocking from one side to the other. Just a gentle movement of the spine, just waking all those muscles back up again in a beautiful, nurturing way. And then when you're ready, just very slowly and gently and carefully rolling over, keeping your eyes closed, onto your right side. You might want to use your hands to support your head if you don't have a cushion. Tucking your blanket in behind you, drawing the knees up to the chest and feeling that beautiful sense of security and comfort. Breathing in deeply, allowing that beautiful sense of relaxation to be absorbed into every cell of your body, permeating every muscle, every part of you. Before you fall asleep or you get too comfortable, just keeping your eyes closed again, use your left hand to push down into the floor and slowly bring yourself up into a seated position. And when you're seated, putting your hands together and just rubbing the palms of your hands together, and feel that friction as you rub them and feel the warmth coming into the palms of your hands. When you can really feel that heat, take the palms and place them over the eye sockets and allow the warmth of the hands to penetrate into the eyes, into the optic nerve. That beautiful warmth washing over them. And then in your own time, just slowly opening the eyes into the darkness of your palms. And then gently opening the fingers and allowing the light to come in. I hope it's not too shocking. And then just using your fingertips just to massage your face. Rubbing your neck maybe. Rubbing your shoulders. Okay, everybody back. I'm sure there's maybe a few of you still lying on the floor. I think I would be if I was where you are. Okay, and then just to complete our session today, we're going to take 3 beautiful, beautiful big breaths. So, just like so. So we're going to breathe in, hands into prayer position as you breathe out and draw that energy back to the heart. One more time, breathing in, breathing out. And I said one more time, but I told a lie. I'm going to do it one more time. Breathing in, lifting, and draw that beautiful, peaceful energy down into the heart. Rest the thumbs against the chest. And thank you everybody that's joined this class, wherever you are in the world. I know there's some people in all sorts of amazing places practicing this, and I hope it brings you the stillness of Dru. That's what we're all about when we teach Dru. It's about reaching that still point. So take my blessings with you today. You can come back to this video whenever you need it, and I will continue to record more. I'll let you know when I do. So for now, Namaste.